As a child, I went to Sunday school on occasions. I didn't really know why. It was a chance really, I think, for me to meet my friends. My mum and dad believed. We talked about God and Jesus, but we weren't regular attenders at any church. We had some very important people in our extended family. My nan and my auntie. In my eyes, they were amazing Christians, and I admired them for their strong faith. As a teenager, I took a different path. Sport, friends, partying, and fun probably took priority. But I was always the one that would argue with my friends about the existence of God. I thought I had my own relationship with God, but that was probably as far as it went. I met my wife Anya when I was 24. One of the most appealing things about her was the fact that she had a faith. And I recall ringing my nan and auntie straight away to tell them that I found a Christian girl. Soon after getting married, we tried to start a family. This wasn't straightforward, and we had to start fertility treatment. After a number of failed attempts and prayers from my nan and auntie, we had the wonderful news that Anya was pregnant. In fact, she was pregnant with 4. Being young and naive, I didn't understand the complications, or what the complications a multiple pregnancy would bring. I was just so excited because I started to believe or think that we would never have our family. Anya went into labour very early. Johan, David, Catherine and Fionn were born 26 weeks early, but they were extremely poorly. Sadly, we lost David and Catherine within a few days of being born. Johan gradually got stronger and things were looking very promising until he picked up a virus. Johan passed away after being with us for nearly 4 months. Fionn survived, and I knew her siblings were in heaven. Though these were difficult times, I regularly turned to God and prayed. It was very difficult to understand everything that happened, but over time, it became easier to deal with. Amazingly, 4 months later, Anya was pregnant again without the need for any medical help. We now have 2 beautiful daughters, Fionn and Menna, and I can clearly see now that God was working his ways. Our prayers were answered. Life became very busy. Fionn had additional needs, and the age gap between the 2 girls, it felt like we were bringing up twins. Work was going well, and my company asked me to move back to Torquay. My new family and my work became my priority, and I wanted everything to be right. I didn't turn away from God, he just probably didn't come first. When we moved to our new home in Torquay, we found ourselves living opposite the most amazing people who'd given their lives to God. These neighbours have been a big part of my journey to faith, and I would often talk to them about their Christian beliefs and their lives. I admired them so much. Success at work, my family, having fun continued to be my number one focus. We attended church occasionally, and I still thought I had my own special relationship with God, but I didn't make him my priority. My dad became ill in 2018. He was my rock. His diagnosis was devastating news for the whole family. I knew my dad had a belief, but I wanted him to be closer to God, and I made contact with an old friend. He was a wonderful Christian, and I hoped that he would help my dad find his peace. The impact was astonishing. Through conversation and prayer, my dad found his peace, and I'm confident he's in heaven now. Anya and I began to look for a church where we could start and strengthen our faith. We both felt that something was missing in our lives. We attended some special churches, but at the end of last year, my mum, who'd just started attending Upton Vale Church, persuaded us to join her. We felt so welcome, the sermons made so much sense, and I started to put God first. Praying became easier, praying alone and praying with my wife. I'd always done it on my own. We started to make changes in our lives, and I began to feel a weight being lifted off my shoulders. Our love for God and Jesus was always there, it just needed a lot more attention and devotion. So many people, friends, family and neighbours have all been a big part of me coming to God. It's taken a while, but I know and I feel this is a new beginning, and I look forward to what's ahead.